probably do better if you had more high-quality lawyers in your party. Lied to the American people when they said that they couldn't bring him back. The American people are clear about this. A majority support people getting their due process.
Abrego Garcia is now officially back in the country, proving both that the Trump administration lied and saying they couldn't bring him back, and that the activist judges were just upholding the law, which stood the test. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It gives us a big boost in the algorithm. It lets us know you like the content. And let's jump into Fox News The 5. Jessica Tarlov, the lone liberal, breaking down all of this for us.
Caroline Leavitt, as well as other members of the Trump administration, from the president himself to Kristi Noem, lied to the American people when they said that they couldn't bring him back. So we can't do that. It's up to Bukele. Well, I guess you could get him back. And I do think it is a victory for the rule of law that he will go, he'll have his due process, and then he'll probably end up in a jail. And then after that's done, then he'll be deported if it turns out that this is true. But they should now systematically go through the list and start with Andre Hernandez and all the other people who are alleged to be innocent of anything, not convicted of any crimes, and bring them back and let them have their day in court.
And that's the part that shouldn't be forgotten. Trump lied, not just to the American people, but to the courts in holding off this return, which put this man in more danger and more days staying in this death camp, where he said it was impossible. There's nothing he could do, only to now do it when he realized all his options were exhausted. This is a win for the rule of law. It's the guardrails of our democracy once again holding strong to an attack from the fascist Trump. And due process can now be had, which is a constitutional principle anyone should be willing to die on the hill for and fight to be had. And just as Jessica said, the hype here shouldn't die down now that this case is over with, but instead move to the very long list of names of migrants deported without due process, without accusation or charge of crime. And let's see the law win out across the board against Donald Trump's authoritarian attempts to overtake our government.
You say we're a party of lawyers. I don't think that's as embarrassing as you think, and you would probably do better if you had more high-quality lawyers in your party.
Lawyers are rated below Congress, and Congress is at like 12% approval.
It's not about approval, it's about effectiveness. And you show up
you
in
think
court
this
all the
is
time.
Effective?
Yeah.
Wasting $1 million bringing a guy back and forth and back and forth.
The American people are clear about this. A majority support people getting their due process. We know that he has a constitutional right to this. It comes from Antonin Scalia himself affirming it, saying there are due process rights afforded to people who are here illegally.
To be clear, this isn't effective. Jesse Waters is right there, but that's a knock on deportation in the Trump administration, not Democrats. The effective thing to do would have been to give him due process when he was here, not accidentally throw him on a plane to a country he has a court order to not be sent to, then pretend for however long that you can't get him back. You know, like your job, that would be effective. Now, trying to blame that chaos that came from Trump's ineffectiveness on Democrats for holding him accountable and forcing him to fix it, wild. Politics, though, is really just a popularity contest to these clowns, like the fact that he wanted to use approval rating as a metric to discount lawyers when talking about an administration acting outside of the law. Again, crazy, like the idiocy of this anti-intellectual battle the right has raged on just, well, academia really is frustrating, as if any of them know more than any lawyer ever on the law.
It's so strange to me that you're comfortable with people going to a foreign prison camp without getting any semblance of a trial or due process when they haven't even been convicted of anything. I don't understand that. I understand getting people who are here legally out. I understand what the election was about. I am not one of those Democratic deniers that can't see the writing on the wall about the immigration issue. But how can you actually sit here in the comforts of our air-conditioned studio or in your big, nice house and be comfortable knowing that there are people not convicted of anything left to rot in a foreign prison?
He has been convicted.
He has not.
Yes, he has. Hey, he's illegal.
Well, they're brown people, so that makes it a lot easier for these people. But I mean, it's not hard for these elitist slobs on the right to sit in their fancy houses with their millions of dollars and tell those below them that they essentially deserve death, whether it's in stealing their health care, keeping their wages below the cost of living, deporting them to a death camp without due process or any rights. I mean, it literally doesn't matter to them. And regardless of the context, right? As long as Donald Trump signs off on it, they sign off on it. These clowns will find some way in their mind to justify it and make it fine, which is why, again, I stress they're in a cult. And why, again, you have to stress party of family values, party of Christianity, party of pro-life. You got to love it.